Good evening. It's Sunday night, it's about 7 o'clock. I've just come down to the estate lake fishery again tonight. It's really windy today, gusts of about 40-50 mile per hour. So I've picked a little spot in this corner where I've seen fish on other occasions. I've done a lap of this lake, can't find any fish, but I've seen fish in this area before. And the other reason why I'm sitting here is I'll pan round in a bit, but right next to me there's a fallen down tree, and over that side there's been several that have come down as well. So I'm not sitting under any trees for obvious reasons, mainly because I don't want to get flattened. But anyway, I'm going to give it a go for a couple of hours, probably up to about 10 o'clock, see if I can't bag one tonight. I'll just sort out the landing net first. There's some good fish in here, lots of mid doubles, a few 20s, one or two rumoured to be bigger. Although I haven't seen any of the bigger ones yet, I must confess, on my trips round, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not in here. But it'd be nice to get out for a couple of hours. I've had one or two trips over the last couple of weeks. I had a nice trip over to Snitterfield with my brother. Caught some crucians and he had some tench, we had some nice roach. Quite a mixed bag really. Just a bit of general float fishing, and then I had a trip over to the River Avon, which was rather crowded with day trippers and kids and people wanting to swim in the river and so forth. So it'd be nice to get back to a bit of peace and quiet of carp fishing for a little bit. Just having a test to make sure that there's no debris on the bottom, because in these lakes there's an awful lot of reeds and other stuff. Slightly different rig tonight. It's still a running rig, because as I said, the club rule says no fixed leads. I've got a 1.5 ounce inline lead, and then on here I've got a bead so that it can't jam against the eye of the swivel, and then I've got my hinge stiff rig on here, and tonight I'm fishing with tiger nuts because they are allowed on the water. And all I've brought is a little pot. Which is far more than I'm going to need tonight, to be honest. And I'll probably, when I get home, put the rest back in the freezer. But in the meantime, I'm just going to crush up a few. Just a few baits makes quite an amount when you've crushed it up, and covers quite an area. You don't need a lot of them. Right, I'll wait till I put in before I feed that. And what I've got on here is I've drilled a tiger nut and I've put a little bit of cork in it, and then I've threaded up through the tiger nut and the cork. I haven't gone all the way through the tiger nut so that it can't pull off the hair, and that's just popped up, that is. Because as I said, you get an awful lot of debris here. Now, I've picked a mark. There's a tree in front of me, as I always do, but I am literally just dropping it down there. You have to watch these slabs loose and they rock. Just drop that down there. So there's the crushed tiger nut. As you can see, I put about 8 in there and it's chewed up to that, and I haven't broken it down as fine as I could. I'll just take a couple of handfuls of that and put it around the bait. And I must remember, if I get a run, not to step on that slab. If I do get a run, I know where it's going to head. It's going to head for these scaffold poles here, so I've got the clutch done up pretty tight. The wind's pushing all across the other side, and really it's the other side where I should be fishing, but as I said, it's all tree lined over there, and I don't really fancy one of those on top of me. Got some real tiny tigers in here, so I'll just ping those out round it as well. There's a lot of little black hoppers round here. Ooh. All over the water around here, and that's what I'm banking on, is there will be one or two fish over this side trying to pick up these hoppers and that. There's a big vortex down here now, so there is a fish about down here. I've got a fizz of bubbles just out over the baited patch as well. Although it could be bream, there's some very good bream in here, up to double figures, and there's also some still water barbel in here as well. Here we are. Yep, it is a carp by the feel of it. Oh, as guessed, he wants to try and get over to those scaffold poles. No idea of the size at the moment. Ooh. But it doesn't feel like a 2-pounder. So it's something nice. Good boil. Yeah. I think it's a common. He's going up the other way now, so that's a little less dangerous for me. It's only shallow water, but he's fighting really well. Yeah, he is. He's woke up a little bit now, as you can see. It's perhaps a little bit better than I first thought. I didn't think it was very big at all when it initially went off, but that's often the way. But it's certainly given a good scrap. Yeah, it's common, not massive, but nice and very welcome. As always, they disappear when they see the net. Come on. I was interested. I was watching something the other day, and it was talking about playing styles basically, and how match anglers tend to lower their rods down level with the water because they say they get them in quicker, and how carp anglers and traditional anglers tend to keep the rod up like I'm doing. Now, I don't actually, I've tried both methods and I've never really found one to be any quicker than the other, to be honest, personally. But the reason why I tend to keep mine up is mainly because I don't want to get it in too quick anyway. I want to enjoy the fight. That's what I come fishing for. You know, what's the point of hooking a good fish like this only to have it come in like a wet sack? There we are. And give you no fight at all. That'll do. I'm pleased with that. As I said, mustn't step on that, look. Be straight over and into the water. What I do, I think, is rather than muck about with sling and stuff, I'm going to weigh this one straight in the net. $15, $12. Let's see if he'll behave while I hold it up. Gonna mark that side. His mouth's not very good this side, but I've seen a lot worse. But anyway, for a couple of hours, hour and a half's fishing, that's not bad, is it? I'm not going to complain. Absolutely lovely. I'm going to get that slip back. Without falling in, hopefully. There he goes. Well, it's just coming up to 8 o'clock now, a minute to 8, so I'm going to end the vlog there on that one fish. All I wanted to do was come out, put a bend in the rod, to be honest, and get a little bit of fresh air, and I've achieved that. So I'm going to call it a day at that. So once again, thank you for watching, and until the next time, all the best with your angling.